Greetings and welcome to a Prayerful Pause. I am Nancy Woodworth-Hill, amongst other things, a spiritual director. Today we will look at one way of naming our purpose. I give my gratitude to the Rev Dr. Voyle, who taught me how to name my purpose. Our word enthusiasm comes from the Greek word entheos, which means the God within. Earl Nightingale writes that the most interesting people are those who have found the secret of maintaining their enthusiasm, that God within. To connect with one's enthusiasm is important for our spiritual health. Author Mark Albion wrote about a study of 1,500 MBA graduates who were asked what they planned to do next, follow their passion or go after the money. 83% said they would follow the money. Over time, 101 of them became millionaires. Only one of those came from the group that chose to follow the money. The most successful ones were the ones who followed their passion. Passion, that strong feeling of excitement for something or about doing something, is deeply connected to our life purpose. We find our passion in what we love to do, or perhaps better stated, in the activities that we love to do. It's helpful to think of the various seasons of our lives, each with different claims, and the capacity to live out our purpose in a variety of ways. It's important to understand and name one's purpose in life. It's like a golden thread woven through our lives. It may feel a bit frayed here and there, but it cannot be broken. Our greatest delight comes when what we are doing flows from the core of our being. As the Rev Dr. Voyle says, we will be most enthusiastic about life when we are doing those things that manifest our God-given uniqueness and purpose. Once we are able to name our purpose, we are able to use it to measure our decisions. The question, do I take such and such an opportunity, becomes, does such and such an opportunity allow me to use my purpose, or will it choke it? Or is it something else completely? The life-giving nature of our purpose is well worth working to name and to follow. It's also helpful to clarify one's values. A mentor of mine suggested that a list be drawn and 6 of the most important ones chosen. Living within our values and with a good sense of our identity allows our purpose to flow from the depths of who we are into the world around us. Which then brings us to the question, how do we approach naming our purpose? So this method will give a close approximation of your life purpose. So, 3 major bits, right? We've done this before. We have a preparation, we have a practice, and an ending. So to prepare, you need to set aside a time and a place. And you may have a means by which to write or type or even record. And we need to place ourselves in the ocean of God's love. So receive 3 deep breaths and some guided imaging, perhaps, about this ocean of God's love. If you're terrified of oceans, put yourself in a different place. So, discern. Ask yourself what you love to do when you're not with family and friends. You may begin anywhere in your life. You could think about what you loved to do when you were very young, different times and seasons in your life, what you love to do now. And if you come up with a bit of a list, choose the one that calls to you. And if nothing calls to you, pick the one that excited you the most. There's 2 steps that I will describe, and these are done repeatedly or iteratively. The goal is to dig deep, to find a timeless language, something that will knit together all of the things you love to do, but at a deeper level. So ask yourself what it is about this activity that matters to you. Now note, it may be a struggle to find the language, but keep at it because it's well worth this time to discern what about this activity matters deeply to you. Now you can ask yourself, why this? What matters to you, right? Why is this important to you? So those steps again, you ask yourself what matters to you deeply, and work to find the language. And then the second question, why does this matter to you? And go back and forth between the two. And you dig down until you find language that lights up your heart. This language will be quite close to your purpose and be a thread through almost everything that you love to do. Once you have finished this work, take a moment for gratitude for this purpose. It is yours and yours alone. It's the animating force of your life, and when you engage it, your experiences will be life-giving. Likewise, if you were to go against it, your experiences will be life-denying. So what do I love to do? I love to do many things, to spin and weave and sew and knit. I like to play the organ and the piano, and I like to weave sermons. Why do these things matter to me? In part because I get to help connect people to the divine through weaving a sermon or working with someone as a spiritual director. When I create things to weave and knit and sew and things like that, I am creating a connection with the person to whom I am giving this object. And with music, I was a church musician for some 25 years. And in that time, I got to help weave together the liturgy, the worship of this community that knit this community together close to them and to God. So one way of thinking about naming my purpose is I weave the spaces, a container, with gentleness and wisdom for people to meet the divine or their healthier selves through assisting them to make connections, because that is what I love to do. The Prayerful Pause set of videos is one vehicle through which I live out this purpose. May you explore with depth your own life purpose, claim it, and follow opportunities which allow you and your purpose to flourish. If this video has been helpful to you, please consider sharing it. Go in peace.